Prayer Journal entry from April 16th, 2009.
Jeffrey, why haven't you turned back?
Because I choose to believe. Where else would I go? Back to where you found me? I knew I was lost. Where would I go? The way ahead is unclear, but I choose to walk in faith instead of returning to my old ways. Is the enemy I faced less powerful than the enemy which seduces others? Matthew 13, 3-8 from the NIV. Then he told them many things in parables, saying, A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places, where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop, 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. Since the early 2000s, I've experienced the thrill of watching men and women respond to the outpouring of God's love as their hope was restored. I've also suffered the heart-wrenching sorrow of watching too many return to their old ways. Why do some stick while others fail? Matthew 13, 19-23 from the NIV. When anyone hears the message about the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in their heart. This is the seed sown along the path. The seed falling on rocky ground refers to someone who hears the word and at once receives it with joy. But since they have no root, they last only a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away. The seed falling among the thorns refers to someone who hears the word, but the worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke the word, making it unfruitful. But the seed falling on good soil refers to someone who hears the word and understands it. This is the one who produces a crop, yielding 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. It's a tough question to answer, and much of the explanation is above our understanding. The gap in our comprehension is rooted in our inability to perceive the destructiveness of sin and its dire consequences. We see small repercussions for individuals. God sees his creation being corrupted beyond recognition. We believe all problems can be solved through money, segregation, or social programs. Meanwhile, God is feverishly loading the lifeboats to save as many as possible before the world's end. Romans 9, 11-16 from the NIV. Yet before the twins were born or had done anything good or bad, in order that God's purpose and election might stand, not by works, but by him who calls, she was told, the older will serve the younger, just as it is written, Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated. What then shall we say? Is God unjust? Not at all. For he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. It does not, therefore, depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy. Although we say we are cast in God's image, most believe God is cast in ours. Although pride claims to recognize God, it refuses to submit. Many are convinced salvation is earned and sinners don't deserve an invitation. They are the few, the proud, the goats. Unfortunately, they are not the greatest of all time. They are the ones separated from God's sheep for eternity. 2 Corinthians 12, 7 through 10 from the NIV. Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me. But he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, and in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. We are saved by God's grace. No one is righteous. No one earns salvation. What should our response be? First, thankfulness. Thank you for choosing me. You saved me even though I was lost to sin and actively plotted against you. Second, press in. Lord, I want to be fertile soil. Draw me deeper and never let me go. Hebrews 4, 15 and 16 from the NIV. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin. Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. How do you know you are saved? If in times of trouble, reaching out to God is one of multiple options you consider, your flight reservation is questionable. If in times of heartache and disappointment, you choose to unfriend God, you will be waiting at the bus stop for a very long time. People anticipating Jesus' appearance in the sky don't have a plan B. People bound for glory choose to work through their conflicts with God. Through faith and dedication, you will soon find yourself beyond the point of no return. First Corinthians 15, 9 and 10 from the NIV. For I am the least of the apostles and do not even deserve to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the church of God. But by the grace of God, I am what I am, and his grace to me was not without effect. No, I worked harder than all of them, yet not I, but the grace of God that was with me. In the age of discovery, great captains sailed by faith, for they knew on every voyage they would pass the point of no return, where turning back was no longer an option. Although lesser sailors chose to never lose sight of land, these courageous captains chose to trust God. It's your turn. Choose God and press beyond the point of no return, or choose to remain anchored to the world. One choice is eternal life. The other choice is certain death. Choose. Matthew 12:30 from the NIV. Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. Thank you for joining me on this journey through my prayer journal. It has served me over the years through triumphs and trials. My hope is that it might help you on your journey. Until next time, know that I love you and I miss you, and please be good.